Hello everyone and welcome back to my official The GH24 News YouTube channel. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we begin, hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. At the sanitarium, Carly drops by to get advice from Lucas. She relays that Nina called her, and she believes Nina is going to ask her to help her break up Willow and Drew, and she's tempted to do it. Carly fills him in on her battle with Drew, and Lucas can't throw monuments as he blew up at Willow during Christmas. Lucas says his blow-up did nothing but allow Drew to sweep in and save Willow, and Carly is sure her conduct didn't help important moreover. Lucas thinks if her thing is to stop raising the conflict with Willow and Drew, working with Nina wouldn't do that. Willow welcomes Liz back to work, as does Portia. Still, Portia says they need to speak before her shift. Portia and Liz step into Portia's office, and Portia tells her she no way allowed. She was shamefaced of harming cases, and that she was just following protocol by suspending her. Liz asks what the status of the disquisition is. Portia has nothing new to tell her, as the police have taken over. Still, there were no other deaths by digitalis other than the 3 known cases: Sam, Dex, and the senior woman last fall. She just hopes the police can stop this killer before they strike again. Latterly, Lucas asks Willow to put a rush on some labs for him. He also apologizes to her for the way he judged her the last time he saw her. He also tells her that he's there for her and the kiddies, and there are no strings attached if they need anything. She thanks him and leaves to take care of the labs. Liz calls her friend Gail at Turning Woods and thanks her again for all her help. After Gail hangs up, Cyrus shows up to visit Mrs. Brown. Gail tells Cyrus that unfortunately, he can't see any cases until he talks to Director Ferner. Ferner meets with Cyrus and explains he can no longer visit cases, as they had to take the mayor's complaint about his visiting Lulu when he'd no right to seriously. He has also heard he's been barred from visiting cases at General Hospital. Cyrus eavesdropped the nanny talking to Elizabeth before, and asks if she's the source of these falsehoods about him. He smothers these cases need him, but Ferner says they'll have to do without him. Laura meets with Lulu at Bobby's. Lulu says she spoke to Jack, who verified that Valentine appeared in Germany but escaped before he could be tracked. Lulu believes there may be another way to find her son than the WSB. Lulu explains she's following notorious equestrians on social media to see if Charlotte is using a fake account to follow them, and she's looking into the stylish forces in Europe, as Valentine could be letting her take assignments. Laura says this is a solid lead. Laura also gets a call and tells Lulu she has to go to try and meet with Drew. She tells Lulu she's proud of her. Latterly, Cyrus appears and tells Lulu how glad he's to see her out and healthy. Lulu tells him that there's a restraining order out on him to stay down from her, so get lost, or she'll call the Bobbies. He states everyone has misknew his intentions, but she knows she heard him conniving to have her transferred from Turning Woods to another state and down from her family. She ran down that night to get down from him and whatever sick plan he'd for her. Cyrus screams that she doesn't understand. He yells that he sat by her, he read to her, no bone differently has done for her what he has. Lulu grabs her phone from her bag and calls Anna, but when she turns around, Cyrus is gone. At Crimson, Nina offers Maxie 2 tickets to the forthcoming fashion downtime formal. Maxie exclaims these are insolvable to get, so this means Nina needs commodity from her. Nina needs Maxie's advice on how to get Carly to work with her on breaking up Drew and Willow. Maxie tells Nina that Willow is a grown-up who can make her own opinions, and she doesn't suppose Drew would hurt Willow. Nina insists he has formerly hurt Willow by leading her to make poor choices. Nina is just thankful Drew is living in a hostel, because else, he'd move Willow and the kiddies in with him. Maxie admits Drew is buying a house, and he asked her to help find a decorator. Nina is stupefied. Maxie says Drew doesn't indeed have cabinet work, so Nina's rushing the gun, getting worked up over this. Nina begs Maxie to stall Drew from moving in ever and give her and Carly time to find a way to break up Drew and Willow, as he's not good for her. Maxie asks Nina if this is really about her allowing Drew is bad for Willow, or that Willow is with the man she formerly wanted. Nina says she and Drew had an ill-advised, short-lived fling, and she was done with the man once she saw the effect he's had on Willow. Nina says Drew has a gift for bringing out the worst in people, and she should have heeded to Maxie when she advised her about getting involved with him. Maxie gloats, saying I told you so doesn't sound as good when you agree with me. Maxie feels Willow is acting crazy because she's in love with Drew and points out Nina did crazy effects when she was in love with Sunny. Just also, Carly arrives. Maxie leaves them, and Nina tells Carly she presumably feels she's a fraud, and she doesn't condemn her. She says watching Drew bulldoze his way into Willow's marriage to Michael has been eye-opening, as she did the same to Carly's marriage. Carly no way allowed. She'd hear Nina say she was wrong. Nina says she was, and like her, she's a mama, and she can't let Drew ruin her son's life. Nina believes they need to work together to break up Drew and Willow. Carly says if they get caught, Willow will keep them from seeing Wiley and Amelia. Nina notes it's a chance they've to take. Carly doesn't want to make an informally bad situation worse. Nina reveals Drew is planning on moving Willow and the kiddies in with him, so how does she feel now? Nina says like it or not, they're connected as Amelia and Wiley's grandparents. Carly asks what she thinks they should do. Nina tells Carly she can get them access to Drew's new house, so will she help her do whatever it takes to cover their grandchildren? Maxie goes to the sanitarium and finds Willow. She tells her that James has been chivying her to have a playdate with Wiley. Willow says she'd love that. Maxie knows she and the kiddies moved back in with Nina and asks how she's doing. Willow says she's one of the many people to ask her how she's doing rather of questioning or judging her. She has realized how lonely she's been. Maxie suggests they'd the playdate at her place as she has a big vicinity. Willow thinks she should start looking for an analogous place of her own. Maxie keeps quiet. Liz addresses to Lucas about Cyrus and says she and Lucky are getting close to chancing evidence he's shamefaced. Lucas warns her that Cyrus has formerly been sloped off that they're onto him, thanks to Joss. Liz says he needs to keep Joss down from Cyrus, as if he feels he's cornered, and he'll only get more dangerous. Suddenly, Cyrus appears in the distance, sees Liz talking with Lucas, and recalls his perturbed Bible at his place. Jens meets with Drew for breakfast at Café Sherry. He explains he's a shipper, and the planned beachfront drew him to this city. Drew explains it's been held up due to environmental issues. Jens prodigies if Sunny has commodity to do with this detention. Drew assures Jens he doesn't. Jens suggests Pier 55 might be a new place for the beachfront. Drew notes Sunny owns that pier and storehouse, so Jens suggests the megacity sees it under prestigious sphere. He says he'd make a substantial fiscal donation to help ante the cost of the move. Laura shows up to see Drew, and is surprised to find him with Jens. Drew didn't know Jens and Laura knew one another. Laura explains Jens was the man who held her son interned in Somalia. Jens states he and Lucky have different remembrances about what happened, and someone not as calm and cool as he's would sue her for vilification. That would be a bad look for the megacity. Laura gets the hint. Jens suggests Laura join them to see that all he wants is to contribute to this megacity. Laura says she'd love to hear what they're agitating. They sit down, and Drew explains that Jens has suggested moving the beachfront to Pier 55. Laura tells Drew if he has an offer for this, to submit it to her office. She was looking forward to working with Drew to better Port Charles, but she doesn't believe Jens is then to make Port Charles a better place. She tells them good day and walks off. Jordan goes to see Anna in her office and asks to adopt one of the department's micro-recording bias. Anna asks who'll be wearing it? Jordan confirms she will. Jordan explains her plan to get close to Sidwell, who has taken an interest in her, to get substantiation on him. Anna tells her so far nothing has been suitable to get anything on him, and they do'n't indeed know why he's then. Jordan feels if she can find out why, they can find what they need to catch him. Anna tells Jordan that Sidwell is veritably dangerous, and she believes he's behind the bombing of Sunny's apartment. Jordan can't believe Anna isn't going to lecture her about not being a Bobby. Presently, Anna says, on the negative, that she's going to help her take down Sidwell in any way she can. In LA, Natalia and Sunny sit in the Croker's office waiting room. She asks if he's going to tell his kiddies about his heart condition. He doesn't want them to worry any further than he has to, nor can he give his rivals a reason to come after him and his family. A nanny comes out to tell Sunny the Croker is ready, and he accepts Natalia's offer to go in with him so he's not alone. Latterly, they finished the test, and Sunny was told he demanded a trendsetter. Natalia says he needs to take this seriously, but Sunny feels first he must find who tried to kill him, also he can concentrate on getting better. Natalia notes the Croker says he needs this done within the coming 3 months. They depart, and a mysterious man in black follows them. It's Jen's stooge who tried to kill Isaiah in the sanitarium. Back in Port Charles at the cafe, Jens makes his case to Drew, who says Jens has given him a lot to suppose about. Drew leaves, and the stooge calls Jens to report. He says he followed Natalia to a cardiologist in LA. Jens is shocked she's seeing a cardiologist. The stooge says it's not her, it's the Joe she's with, Sonny Corinthos.